Hey everybody, welcome to EmpireCV.tv. Yet again, a couple things to talk about before we talk about this week's books. The most important, or actually the most recent or the most upcoming, is this weekend, October 1st, Saturday 9 a.m. to Sunday 9 a.m. is 24-hour comic book day, where you come in, you spend 24 hours, you have 24 pages to complete, you got to write and draw. The place gets packed every year. Come early, come creative. Afterwards, you'll be more creative than you've ever been. The following weekend is April 8th. April 8th is a Saturday. We're going to have a sale. More details coming. If you're on the email list, you'll get it. If you're not, let us know. Email me, Facebook us. We'll make sure we add you to the list. One more thing in October, Halloween's coming up. We've got free comic books to give away, so bring the kids down. And we've also got a pumpkin carving contest. You're going to carve your pumpkins at home because I'm not cleaning up after you. So carve them at home. You bring them down. We put them up on Facebook. They're voted on. So if you want to get involved, let me know. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to carve one. In fact, I'm really, really good at carving pumpkins, so do not be intimidated. This week, we're going to go with Brilliance. Brian Michael Bendis. Brian Michael Bendis and Bagley. You'll know him from the Ultimate Comics team. You'll know Brian from such things as New Avengers, from Powers. I like the way I point at the different areas during the story. Powers. Scarlet was amazing. This is another top shelf book. A little bit of violence, not so bad, mainly the language, but it is written very well. We open up, there's a kid who has superpowers, and he's using them for his own advantage by robbing a bank. We then get introduced to the kid in typical Brian Michael Bendis fashion. Lots of explorative dialogue between him and his friends. Turns out superpowers are just coming around, and they're the first ones with them, and we're going to find out what they're doing with them. This is one of the lesser titles for Fear Itself. They're not pumping it as much. You've got all the minis in the main title. This one is probably my favorite outside of the main because you've got your classic New Mutants. Danny has gone to Asgard to seek the aid of Hela because obviously everything going on in Fear Itself deals with Asgard. She gets caught up in a war with Hela and some of the Serpent's men, and her New Mutants friends follow her in and get wrapped up right with it. This is Abnett and Lanning, and we're not done talking about Abnett and Lanning today. In fact, for everybody who followed Annihilation Conquest, down the road to Realm of Kings, Thanos Imperative, and ultimately Annihilators, where you get the big guns like Beta Ray Bill, Silver Surfer, Ronan the Accuser, Quasar. We got a new one introduced, and did I miss anybody? Evidently, we've got the Avengers in this one too. This is the new series for the Annihilators. So Abnett and Lanning fans, or all of the space fans that are interested in what Marvel's doing, Annihilators #1 this week. Oh, this one, this is a lot of fun. Astonishing X-Men. This has gone through a few changes. We had Joss Whedon, we have Warren Ellis writing, we got Gage doing it now. This is a mini in the series where they've gone up to the space station where the, can't remember her name, the green hair girl who dates Beast from Astonishing X-Men, the one who monitors the aliens. Brand, thank you. Yes, Ryan. Points for Ryan. She has some things out of control. Brood are overrunning the station. The X-Men have actually been infected. The Last Hope is up to Kitty Pryde, her dragon, and a Brood who doesn't want anything to do with the other Brood. Astonishing X-Men has been a consistently fun title. Nothing really to do with the other titles while you're reading it. It's one of those books you can jump onto and not have to follow all of the other X-Men mythos because it just kind of fits in. And one more title from Marvel. It's actually a really good week for Marvel. Warren Ellis. You guys got to know Warren Ellis. He has done a lot for Marvel. The most recent one you might want to think about picking up if you're an Ellis fan or if you're even a superhero fan and a science fiction fan is Super Gods. It's a story that opens up with a scientist talking to a recorder, talking to a friend, and letting him know why the world is falling around them. Everything is coming apart. Britain is in flames. The people are rioting. And ultimately, we start with, it's an arms race for superheroes. One country starts, the next jumps on board, and it escalates in the way that the Cold War did, only it erupts with actual superhero battles. Super Gods, not out this week, it's out in trade, it came out a couple weeks ago, but back to Warren Ellis, Secret Avengers, he just took over. Last issue was a one-shot where they go into a secret base, and I don't want to give too much away because every little thing in that was a lot of fun, and it all came together. Warren is wrapping these up in one issue. This is another one-shot. You can pick it up, and you can just read a good science fiction, espionage, superhero story. All right, DC, here we come. I think that cover says it all. It's George Perez on Superman. Superman #1 is out tomorrow, guys. If you didn't pick up Teen Titans Games, if you're a Wolfman and Perez fan, I think I might have gone over it last week. I might have glossed over it. I don't have a clue. But Perez is the one that brought us Teen Titans. It's the one who brought us Infinite Crisis. He brought us Final Crisis, Legion of Five Worlds. This man is a legend in the industry. Everything he does is golden, from his artwork to his writing. He is giving us the first Superman book set in the current timeline for DC. It's not the one for Action way back by Morrison. It's not Justice League 5 years ago. This is the first one where we get to see Superman as he is today. So it's the perfect place to start for you Superman fans. Oh, and of course, every book for DC this week and all of their books that are #1s of the 52 are 10% off, but my pick for the week that's 20% off is the Blackhawks. These are the covert ops kind of guys who go in and clean up the superheroes' messes. The Men at War was a series about the troops. That was the one with like a Sergeant Rock. These are the guys who are going in and they're able to handle the crisis. The artwork is a lot of fun. Mike Costa does the writing. Graham Nolan does the art. This one is the one I'm really excited to read this week, and it's 20% off through the rest of the month. And in fact, we have until Saturday. So if you guys haven't come in up until Friday, all the books are 10% off. So get in if you haven't come, 20% off on this one. And just a quick peek like we've been doing since there's so many books that we're all excited about. Dark Knight. Voodoo. For those of you who don't know, Voodoo is a Wildstorm character spinning out of Wildcats. Just like Grifter got his own series, Voodoo has her own. It's written by Ron Marz, did Witchblade for a long time. You'll know him from a lot of old school titles. This is another one that could potentially be extremely important, just guessing off of what I was going on with Darkseid and giving Grifter his own title, because she seems like a very random character to give a title to, but being half Demonite, it could potentially be extremely important. Teen Titans. This is essentially the fill-in for Shadow Pact. All of the characters that are mystical are coming together. For some reason, I didn't see him on there before. Constantine, I've talked about him. Where is he? He's right there, kind of flip-flopping down. iVampire, it's up to you. Hawkman, this one looks really fun, especially since Hawkman is really from a pretty savage people, and traditionally, especially in the Justice Society stuff that we've seen previously, he is a warrior and he is ruthless. That's why they titled it Savage. Hopefully it's good. Flash, Manipul, doing the art and doing the writing, and he is assisted by Brian Busaletto, who I do not know, but Manipul is somebody who has been really good on the series and on other books, so I've got my high hopes for that. They gave him his own writing. He must have had a good pitch. And it's Flash, really important to the entire Flashpoint thing, and coming off of the Jeff Johns stuff, they needed to have somebody good, so potentially this could be a really fun book. Firestorm the Nuclear Man.
Oh.
Aquaman, Jeff Johns. That's enough said. Maybe Aquaman's. Anyways, Palmetto and Gray. All-Star Western. Jonah Hex is starring in the first one. I believe they're going to be switching off between different people because they have quite a cast of Westerns. This one, he ends up in Gotham and he's working with Arkham, the original Dr. Arkham, and I imagine the Asylum's going to show up. We're probably going to get some of the initial Gotham crazies, find out that it's not just Batman, it's not just current day Gotham, but there is something going on there, and something that that city has always bred. This is another really favorite one. Another Green Lantern title. Last week's Green Lantern Corps was ruthless. It was a good start, but by God, is a lot of stuff happening. They genocide of an entire species at the end of the book. Hoping from a lot for this, or you can flip that, hoping for a lot from this. New Guardians this week. Our fans, Kick-Ass, another one. Hopefully they'll actually be on time here for you. This is actually a really big week for books for the kids. We've got new KungFu Panda, another Wizard of Oz, a new one, this book, and if you guys buy this book for your kids, read it first. This book is one of the most undersung books. It started extremely hot, people just dropped off it. I don't know if they really read it or if they just collected it for the Scotty Young art, but the story and the art based on the original books is well worth a read for you and your kids. Strawberry Shortcake. Haven't seen that in a while. And Casper. So there's a bunch of books out for kids this week, so bring them on down. And if you let us know that you got your kids and you saw this, we've got free comic book day stuff left over for them, so just let us know and we'll pull some out. Thank you guys very much. I think that about wraps it up.